It is ineffective to regulate population growth through incentives because population growth, or the decision to have more children than enough to replace the existing population, is not a choice of economic gain for most. The group with the highest birth rate is not just the general population. Women who are poor, uneducated, and do not have access to reproductive health care have higher birth rates. These births, unlike those occurring in the owning class, are not a product of selfish intent. They're a product of a society that is constantly leaving them in the dark without hope, resources, or enlightenment. Reproductive health care is already under attack in this nation. Nearly 1 in 4 female teens at risk for unintended pregnancy were not using any contraceptive methods at last intercourse. Only 12 states require sex education to be medically accurate. 22 states are not required to provide information on healthy decision-making or on avoiding coercion. This is the state of family planning services in the United States. Not to mention the recent surge in the political sphere to drive organizations for family planning, such as Planned Parenthood, into the ground on the basis of providing access to abortion. It's safe to say that most Americans, unless they obtain resources through private insurance, which is a luxury, do not have the ability to make safe and informed decisions about their reproductive life. So why on earth would we continue to punish an already disempowered demographic by giving incentives to those who already have access to education, healthcare, and wealth? Keep in mind, this demographic is also largely white. Based on the 2012 census, Black women as a group have 250 more births per 1,000 women, and Hispanic women have 350 more births per 1,000 women in comparison to white women. It's no surprise then that both Black and Hispanic women are nearly twice as likely to be poor as a white woman. Thus, the issue of supporting mothers is not just an issue of poverty. It's inadvertently an issue of race. And when we deny our unwealthy mothers, we are denying our women of color. Why on earth would it ever be appropriate to give women who are wealthy, cared for, educated, and more than likely white another incentive when they already have the safety to make their own decisions about their life? It's well agreed upon that when the standard of living for women is changed, the birth rate naturally goes down, and not in a manner that's inhumane or continues a cycle of keeping poor women poor. The CDC, US Census, and nearly every other national and international effort for this developed and developing nations accepts this idea. That's why the birth rate in America has gone down significantly in the past couple of decades. This is not surprisingly in conjunction with women representing an increasing population in the workplace and in higher education. In 1960, there were 1.6 males for every 1 female graduating from a US 4-year college, and 1.6 males for every female undergraduate. Now, in 2003, there were 1.35 females for every 1 male who graduated from a 4-year college, and 1.3 females for every male undergraduate. Likewise, in 1961, the US fertility rate was between 3.5 and 3.8 births per woman. As recently as 2009, these rates have dropped as low as 1.9. That's lower than the replacement fertility rate of 2.1. According to these correlations and evidence elsewhere, as long as we continue to consider educated, working women as valid and a consequential group, the problem will be solved without incentives. Incentivizing lower birth rates that, for some, are unrealistic or unattainable inherently disadvantages or punishes those who do not maintain the lower birth rate. The program of action at the International Conference on Population and Development stated that all couples and individuals have the basic right to decide freely and responsibly the number, spacing, and timing of their children, and to have the information, education, and means to do so. Instead of seriously manipulating or attempting to control the decisions that all humans deserve to make consciously, the obvious solution is to educate and support our women, not attempt to destroy them with the financial burdens of children. What the poor people of the world need is not pills and condoms, but authentic economic development. Studies have demonstrated that when the standard of living is raised for the I don't have a closing. I just realized, okay. 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 Instead of seriously manipulating or attempting to control the decisions that all humans deserve to make consciously, the obvious solution is to educate and support our women, not attempt to destroy them with the financial burdens of children. What the poor people of the world need is not pills and condoms, not forced sterilization. What the poor people of the world need is genuine, authentic economic development. And incentives won't solve that problem.